Hey guys, we are live. Let me go ahead and get the beautiful Marla and the handsome Jami on here. I'm like so super excited. Why are you not letting me? Okay, okay. Marla, as soon as you jump on, I can add you. Yay, Marla's on. Cool, now I can add you. There you are. Oh, dumb Facebook. Okay, stop messaging me. Okay. Add viewers. There we go. Okay, Marla, go ahead and accept that, and then I'll add you, and we're in. This is so cool. Look at me almost figuring Facebook out. Oop. Okay, beautiful Marla. As soon as you accept my invite, then I add you, and then we can go. We can get started. Maybe even a couple minutes early. Check it out. Hey, Brandy. Fancy meeting you here. I just saw your cute face. I don't know why you don't have one. Let's see. Does it, let me see, let me try this. Well, you've got the invite. It says that I sent it. Is there an option in there to ask to be added? If so, Marla, try that. I think it's only available on phones. Because I know I can't do it from my laptop. I thought you could accept it from a laptop, but apparently not. So if you and Jami want to jump on one of your smartphones, and then we'll go ahead and get you added. Dr. Hess. We're going to have a nice crew today, guys. Cool. Okay. So Marla's on her phone, so you should have a little something where it's like accept, And then as soon as you do that, it will, approve, add. Oh, good. Yes, Dr. Hess, I'm drinking my water. It's just water too, I promise. Oh, they're here! Hi, honey. How are you?
Wow.
I'm telling you, this technology stuff.
I know, it's crazy.
Just saying.
Just finding the right button.
I know. We were like, it's got to be here somewhere, but I was on my laptop, so that totally makes sense.
Well, and I thought, hey, Jamie, I thought that if you started it from a phone, you could accept it on a laptop, but now we know.
That's so weird. Okay, now we know. This is good. It's good.
See, now we know. Learning experience in a private, closed, small group. This is how you learn, not, in a group with 1,000 people that are like, oh, look at her trying to figure out technology. That's funny. So it's like straight up 2:00. So the timing worked out beautifully. I miss you two horribly.
I know.
We
miss you too. We've been, traveling a little.
A little. I have to tell you, I kind of Facebook stalk you.
Good. No, it's fun. I love it when other people do that. I'm like, oh, where are they? What are they doing?
It's well, before we jump in, like tell everybody a little bit. Tell everybody about you, what you guys have been up to. Fill us in on this wonderful, wonderful trip to Paris, and we really want to see the 30th anniversary tattoos as well.
Oh yes, okay.
Just saying.
So it is our 30th wedding anniversary, like Krista just mentioned, and it's both of our 50-year birthdays. This year. So we decided we were going to do a 50-30 trip to Paris at some point this year because we really wanted to get back there. And then one of our friends sent us this link to Norwegian Air, and it was a smoking deal. And so we were like, hey, we got to do it right now.
We were going to go in August, but it ended up being April. So that was nice.
So we spent, in Paris, we spent 8 days. And then we went to a place 25 miles northwest of Paris called Cergy. And it has like water park and stuff, but it's not like a touristy place.
It's not a water park like you go to in America. This is a lake that has teleskiing and ropes courses and a whitewater rafting thing.
Cool.
Paddleboarding.
We went paddleboarding. And so boating of different kinds. And it was just, and you walk around this park and it's just amazing what the ropes course. Did I mention that one? Anyway.
But Paris itself, it definitely, at least from our perspective, it really is a place for love and connection. And I don't know what it is. There's magic about Paris. And so that whole trip was just a beautiful experience.
Right. Well, we knew we'd been there 10 years before and a whirlwind, all of Europe kind of trip, 5 weeks, but like mega.
Wow.
So in those kind of trips, you go from museum to museum and you're exhausted. And, you see so much and it's so great, but then it's just like, so this trip was all about sitting at the cafes, drinking coffee until about 1 and wine until, whenever we could go to bed. And so it was that. I love it. Sat in the cafes and people watched and hung out and did some writing and some fun
And then
things.
We decided that we had been talking about this a long time, but we decided to get our rings tattooed on our ring fingers. And so the symbol is it's a heartbeat, and then the swirl is our business, Passion Provokers. That's our business.
The journey. So it's two hearts on a journey.
I love it. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I think that's so fabulous. I love it. So for those that are in the group that don't know you and don't know Passion Provokers, tell us about what you do.
Okay, so in 1995 we were 25 and are a little older, and we signed up to be altruistically. We're going to be facilitators for a domestic violence program for the court mandated. So we were volunteering to get trained and be coaches and facilitators. Yeah. And so we did domestic violence for about 3 years there. And I tell you what, that was, you wanted education and relationships, that's the place to find it. And so we did that. And then while we were doing that, people would say, well, we don't have domestic violence, but can you help our relationship?
So we were like, sure, why not? The funniest part about the training was that I was going to help people, right? Altruistically, my family was fine. I came from the perfect family. Whereas Jami, on the other hand, his family was more dysfunctional. So maybe he could learn a few things, right? So going into it, I'm thinking, oh, but then once I was third day in, I was like, oh, crap, I might have issues. So the training started kind of this process, and we always, from that point forward, we did couples coaching. And we went through our own stuff and through the healing that we had, everything that we teach now, which the core of it is forgiveness, and that it's hard to explain, but it's a really powerful core. And everything we do is what we have done to make it in our relationship for 30 years, and not just make it, but have a passionate, connected relationship. So the idea is, no matter what, you don't have to be in a coupleship for our coaching. We help people find love too, but we are definitely our bread and butter, and what we do, what we're most passionate about, is helping couples become not only more connected, but more passionate about every area of their life, not just their coupleship. And we want to transform families by saving marriages and saving relationships and making them more beautiful, and then hopefully transforming communities because of it.
Awesome. Anything you want to add to that, Jami? Because that was awesome.
Well, yeah, it was pretty incredible. It was pretty good. One of the tools we use is the Feeling Wheel 4.0. And so
I love that.
This wheel has helped thousands. We probably have 100 or so counselors, coaches using this, as well as ourselves. And it's just a really profound kind of tool to help us learn how to express our feelings healthfully.
Fantastic. And oh my gosh, I think you two were some of the first people I met when I moved here. Can you believe, I've been here 3 years. Can you guys believe it?
Oh, has it only been 3 years? Wow.
3 years.
I feel like
3 years. It does. It kind of feels like I've known you guys forever. But one of the coolest things is, you guys, my husband Chris and I got to participate in this, and it is so cool. I mean, initially I thought it would be kind of cool just because of, primary colors personality test and their test being colors, and it's just super fun, and we just immediately hit it off. And Chris and I learned so much. I mean, we hit nerves we didn't know we had. Which was good though. I mean, it was a good thing. It was, it was fabulous. So before we wrap today,
if you come back and do it again, because in the last 3 years we've totally revamped, and we're a lot more quicker and faster to get to that blind spot. We've learned that what we do is blind spot discovery. That's what we do.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's been too long. We got to get together. I got some stuff going on too that we'll have to talk about. So anyway, I was so excited because Marla and I've been trying to connect, grab coffee, and it just, Paris, she's been busy. And so for her to say, oh my gosh, yes. And then to find out earlier today, hey, can Jami come hang out? Yes, please. Okay. Who doesn't want Jami to hang out? So super excited to have you guys on here. And so those of you that are watching live, you guys, here's the cool thing. They're going to share some really super simple, just some simple ideas to really help you stay connected as a couple, because it's summertime, we get busy. Like we had Dr. Hess on a couple of times, self-care takes a backseat, and so do our relationships, because we get so busy with work and kids and the craziness of summer. You've got to take that time. And I'm going to be really honest. I was really selfish in asking you because our two youngest just graduated.
Oh,
so we're really close to the empty nesters. I mean, one of them basically uses us as a storage unit, and the other one is here hit and miss. So it's time to reconnect with you guys. So with that, I'm going to just let you share whatever you would like to share, some fun ideas. And those of you that are watching, those of you in the group, as you have questions, we've already agreed to this. No holds barred. You can ask whatever you want to.
Right.
So, and trust me, I've asked them some pretty great questions, so they literally will answer almost anything. So, so with that, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, and there's something that we would love to gift everybody who's watching, whoever wants it. We continue a copy of our feeling wheel, which is a really powerful tool for connecting with each other. And you can play some fun games with each other with it. You can just say, hey, let's sit down and let's talk about our dreams for traveling. And then talk about the travel and what you want to do with the travel. And then the feelings that go around that, so that you're really focusing. You can see on the wheel, I don't know how well you can see this, but the top side of the wheel tends to be the feelings. It's the feelings that people tend to call the more negative feelings. And then the bottom part of the wheel is the more positive feelings. The truth is, all feelings are important and real and valid, and none are bad. And it's not like these are bad and these are good. They're all feelings. And it's okay to have your feelings. And it's okay. One of our number one rules is it's okay for your partner to have their feelings and for you to have your feelings. And because you're in a connected relationship, when you talk about those feelings, you can share in empathy and compassion about, okay, what does that mean for us? And how are we connecting with our hearts?
So the first lesson is that feelings are triggers, okay? And they trigger us into modes. So the easy way to talk about this is the three feelings in the middle: shame, forgiveness, and love. That is the controversy that we all have in our hearts, that angst that we have to resolve. Are we worthy of love, or are we shame-based? And so Brene Brown has done a lot of work for us to prove that shame is a real issue. And so thank goodness for her, because it makes our job so much easier to have that proof there. Because people are always like, well, shame, I don't have any shame in my life. No. Well, guess what? We all do, no matter who you are. And so that conflict, the feelings that we feel put us into these modes. And we have 6 here. These are representative of millions of modes. The 6 are abandonment, fear, and control on the top, and peace, power, and joy on the bottom. And so and the rest of the feelings outside, we won't get too complicated with this because it gets overwhelming. But you can go get the digital copy from us. I think you can get it off our website.
And I can also email it.
And we'll email it to anybody that asks. Right.
Yep.
It's everybody's. Yes, please. I want one, please. So
okay.
Yes.
So we'll make it available in some way.
All we need is either email addresses, or we can do it on Messenger.
The agreement is you get to be on our mailing list if you get a free feeling wheel. That's just what you get. You know, it's a trade. It's a trade, right? And so
it is what it is. You want to be on their mail list. I'm just saying, I'm on their list. You want to be on their list.
Bother you? We're pretty much a newsletter a month.
Yeah, maybe. And so okay, so triggers and modes. When we can be attentive and aware of what is triggering us into which mode, and is that mode giving us what we really want out of life? So we just got off we just got off a client session, and our client is like, I was a raving lunatic. She called it, I was a raving lunatic at this event. And so we're with her family and stuff. And so we're like, so what do you get out of that? There's a mode you go into here. She gets angry and she gets all on fire and is, unreasonable and yelling, and she gets her way. So what do you get out of that? You get a familiar feeling of control. You get to win the day, but you lose at life because nobody's going to invite you for the next time. Yeah. Right? So that mode, she has to step back and slow that mode down, and we call it shifting from fear to power, from abandonment to joy, and from control to peace. And it seems to work in that way. Those are the directions that it goes. So when you look at the wheel, fear is above power, right? And then the others are across from each other, and it works that way. We discovered this actually. Anger is here, respect is here. And after a few years of using this, this is how much better the wheel is than we are. Is that after a few years of using it, we say, well, wait a minute. Everybody comes in with anger here, and they leave with respect. I wonder if look at that. Contentment and anxiety are opposite of each other. Oh, guess what? Worthiness and frustration are opposite of each other. And we let these feelings take space, and we have to learn how to shift. And that's where forgiveness comes in.
Yeah, and forgiveness is a really powerful tool, and the process that we do is the letter process, and it cleans up the subconscious and finds those blind spots and takes away those passion blockers. We all have things that are blocking our passion, not just our passion with our coupleship, but our passion with life even. And so it's cleaning that up, and that's a super cool thing, and some fun things that you guys can do. So that's kind of heavy stuff, right? But every relationship has a control abandonment cycle. So it's a real thing. It's a truly,
Yeah.
I was the identified controller, Jami was the identified abandoner. And once we recognized that and were aware of it, we were able to have better conversation.
And we all do both, control and abandonment. So it's like, it's really kind of third grade. Boy hits girl or tags girl, haha, runs away, right? So he tags and then he runs. And so there's this dynamic, and you're always in control and abandonment. You're switching forth to who's doing what. And that's what makes it really hard to see. The blind spot is hard because, I'm not abandoning. No, really, I'm just busy, or I'm just, and you can abandon and never leave the room.
Oh yeah.
Right? So it's just like, boom, and now you're gone. And so learning,
staying connected.
So what we call that, we learned this, and we figured out that you marry somebody within 5 points of your IQ, so you're just as smart as your partner.
We have a lot of people be like,
really? Is
her? Usually says, I'm really as smart as this person, or whatever, right?
A lot of our clients are physicians and their partners, and so it's a lot of times the non-physician partner is like, I'm as smart as they are. Yes, and maybe in different ways. But we also have a matching emotional issue, and that's where this control abandonment comes in. We hold the key to each other's hearts and also the dagger, and the dagger is just easier to use. And don't mistake the dagger for like punching somebody. No, literally the dagger can be as little as just slurping. Very, very subtle.
Rolling your eyes is the number one
dagger. The number one dagger is rolling the eyes.
I have a face.
Yes, a face.
I don't even know I'm doing it, but I have I think you're stupid face.
Yeah.
Right.
And we all do it.
We all
have
do
stuff.
it.
We have this tell, right? We have this tell on our face. And so some fun tools that you can use. Obviously, this is like a no-brainer, but we highly recommend one date night a week. I mean, that's like at the least. You need to be playing. Most of us have been so responsible from the time we were kids, taking care of everybody else's feelings and everything else, that we've kind of lost the art of play.
Yeah, you can actually measure the health of your relationship by how much fun you're having in play. When was the last time you played, and how much fun was it?
Yeah.
And did it end in a fight? Because if you can't play without ending in a fight, you have a serious tell in your relationship. It's in trouble. And so,
or if you feel guilty for playing, because a lot of people will say to us, oh, well, but we just don't have a lot of time or whatever, and we feel guilty if we go and do something fun. It's like, no, wait,
no, you can't.
That's important.
There's the 80-20 rule most coaches know about, right? So this is the 80-20 rule. 20% of what you're doing is giving you 80% of your success.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to basically stop doing a good portion, half usually, of everything that you're doing. You need to stop doing it. And you need to get your schedule a little more clear, and you need to breathe during your day.
So date night stuff, or even just during the week, how to reconnect with each other.
And how to play.
Some fun things to do. You can make a date to listen to each other's favorite love song. And then talk about what that means to you and what that means to your partner. And then talk about what feelings from the magical feeling wheel that you have about hearing that song and connecting with that song with them. So that's a super fun thing.
You froze.
When you're
oh, good, you came back. You guys totally froze for a minute.
We were gone.
Yeah, you totally froze. So like jump back 30 seconds. You were talking about the song and how fun that was, and then you were going to talk about something else. So go back to that, please.
So the date, so when you are in that space and you're listening there and you're telling each other about your feelings, you're connecting with the heart of that situation. And so, because something that's important is that even if you have a really fantastic relationship, that's awesome. Now, what are some things you can do?
We got.
And we're freezing up
He's
again.
calling us, and so we're declining.
Oh, got it.
Do this real quick.
Okay.
You got an incoming call, huh?
Well, it was like 10 in a row. They just kept on going.
I don't know if it was just us on our end or not. But...
Right. So, okay. So one of the things, so Marla's talking about, having a date night, having fun. I mean, this is as simple as playing one of your favorite songs while you're getting ready in the morning. Can you josh around? Can you be loosey-goosey with each other and just fun? And so, and where did that go? Does that mean playing games? You can play Yahtzee, or you can play Tiddlywinks, or you can do any number of things, but you just have to be able to have fun while you do it. And so if you haven't been able to have fun,
yeah, when's the last time you played Tiddlywinks?
Or if you can't think, yeah. One of my favorite obscure games to bring out. And so
No. Hopefully we get them back really soon. Oh gosh. Oh. And we lost them. Oh my gosh. We'll give them a second to jump back on, okay, guys? Because this is really good stuff. So while we're waiting to Jami and Marla back on, any questions that you guys want to ask them, feel free. Go ahead and post them below. And we're happy to go ahead and I'll relay those questions to them. Let's go ahead and see if we can get them back on. Oh, I'm going to message them really quick and see. Let's see. Oh gosh. I hope we're able to get them back on, guys. Because I know they've got some amazing info. Aha. Oh.
Okay. Wow. That was
really complicated.
That was really complicated.
That was trippy. I'm like, no, this is such good stuff. Okay, so fingers crossed. That's the end of the technical difficulties.
Yes,
okay.
I believe so.
Okay, so
please continue.
Okay.
Where were we? We don't know where we were.
Tiddlywinks, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
okay,
Tiddlywinks.
All right. So playing is important. How to play. You just have to really. Okay. So how do you get to playing is check-in. Should we do check-in?
Yeah.
So we're going to give you one of our very best tools. We call it check-in. Okay. And so here's how check-in works. You can name an event in one sentence or less. And we're just going to do positives today, but you can do positives and negatives. And so name the event in one sentence, and then you have to put 3 feelings on it. Okay? So this is how you begin to play. You stop the story. It turns out the story is really not your friend because the story that you're living in is not big enough to live in a bigger story. So you got to stop telling the story because the story that you can tell is too small. So this is why we have to start with feelings.
All right. So we use, when you do the check-in thing, you want to use the feeling wheel. Because feelings like good and bad and fine and those, they're more descriptors than they are real feelings.
So if you're feeling good, are you feeling good pain? Or are you feeling good pleasure?
Sometimes
are you feeling,
there were moments with the tattoo, it was a little bit like good pain, but not really.
and so we're going to demonstrate a little here. And we can't read the comments. So
here's the thing. Jami, if they have questions, comments, I'm just going to pop in and say, hey, Stacy has a question or Brandy has a question or whatever. So I got this under control because not only do I have you guys on my phone, but I've got the Facebook page open live on my laptop so I can see the scroll. So I got you back.
Jami sometimes gets stressed about things,
Notifications bug me. I don't know why that is. Okay, so
I got your back.
So today, so a couple of rules about check-in. We do it today's the 19th. So I always go first on odd days and Marla goes first on even days. It just eliminates the conversation. Palms up. Something about having your palms up really connects you together better. It's a Bob Goff thing. We believe it. We use it. We've seen it work so much that we always do it. So palms up, kind eye contact, no eye rolling. That's the number one rule here. And so I will go first. And so 2 to 3 things, 3 feelings each, less than a sentence to describe it. So earlier, when you touched my hand, I felt connected, loved, and excited. Editing the pictures together, I felt satisfied, meaningful, and loving. And right now, doing this live webinar, I feel excited, maybe a little nervous, and just really loved. And so with that, I pass.
All right. When you gave me a hug this morning and told me how much you love me, and I just felt super connected. I felt loved and valued, appreciated. And when you made breakfast for us yesterday, I felt appreciated, and I felt trusting, and I felt intimate. And when we were able to play up in McCall, I felt playful and creative and happy. And I pass.
And that's check-in. And the
awesome.
The rule is right there. Now, it's not always all positives, right? Sometimes there's hurts and other things.
Yep. Yep. Chris and I've done that. You taught us how to do that.
Right.
Yep,
and so one of the big rules is you have to stop after check-in. No more discussion about those things. We want to
unless they're positive.
And it's okay to talk about other things, but you want to let those feelings digest. It's not about convincing or case building, a situation. And when people don't stop and they keep rolling after that, it eliminates some of the success. So that's one of the things that we found.
And so being able to go on date night and speak with your heart like this with each other and share what you appreciate or value or love about the other person that's happened in the last few days or the week or whatever that is, that's such a powerful gift. It's like if you're doing it even just once a week, it's going to change. It's kind of like focusing on what you're grateful for as opposed to diving into the things that are so negative. It's such a funny thing. We've never read the book, but there's a book called How Shamu Saved My Marriage, which we love the title. But the idea, I think the premise behind it is that you don't get Shamu to jump through the fiery hoop by beating them or telling them how bad they are or how wrong they are. You get them by fish, here, have this fish. Oh, good, jump higher, have this fish. So the idea is, it sounds a little bit, like you're going to do that with your partner. Really, here's a cookie. Would you like more cookie? But just the positive affirmations of, hey, thank you so much. I feel valued and loved and appreciated because you did that, whatever it is. That's going to get us a lot further in our coupleship than if we are saying, why did you leave the socks on the floor again?
Well, and one thing that I noticed when you first shared that, when Chris and I were blessed to get to come and work with the two of you, the thing that I really loved is it's so easy for those of us that are, that are married, that are in a really healthy relationship to go, oh, well, we're doing great. But then you find yourself on date night getting stuck in the same old rut of dinner and a movie. And I think like for me and Chris anyway, just speaking from experience, those of you that don't know, we have 6 children. We have a blended family. From now they're 18 to almost 29, but 13 years ago, it was a nut house. And so Chris and I got in the habit of, we would go out to dinner and not talk because we didn't have to. It was a treat to go sit in a quiet restaurant and just eat a meal in peace, which was good. But now it's like, it's almost like we kind of forgot how to talk to one another. And by utilizing that exercise, it's kind of fun, just the different perspective that you have from your spouse and how you can be in the same room experiencing the same thing and your takeaways were completely different. And so,
it's interesting. It's interesting.
This is so awesome. You guys need to do this.
Right. The only people that are getting divorced right now are people in their 50s.
Who was I having a conversation with the other day that my daughter. I was on the phone with my 26-year-old yesterday and talking about at the end of the day, yes, your kids are important and you love them and I love my kids, but you guys grow up and move out and that's who I decided to stick it out with, and I better make sure I'm investing in that. Right. I was talking to my 26-year-old yesterday.
It's a huge travesty. And you're at that critical moment in that empty nest, right? It's beginning to happen. But you know who the happiest people in the world are? According to the 75-year-old, this is a 75-year ongoing study through Harvard.
Who?
Men, 65 years old, who have been married for 30 years or more. Those are the happiest people in the world.
I know, it's surprising, isn't it?
It's close runner-up is the women in those same relationships, right? So it's the long. We don't realize what we're giving up on when we, in our culture of temporary relationships and serial monogamy, right? Where we just divorce and get married to somebody else. We don't realize what we're really giving up. And the real reason why we do that is because we're not willing to do the hard work of connecting in a way that is meaningful. And it's something that we just lost. Our culture has disintegrated, right? 80 years ago, every person on the planet for all of history lived on or near a farm. So 150 people knew who you were. They knew your name, you knew your dad's name, and they knew what kind of job you did. And if you weren't good at your job, they told your dad. Mm-hmm. So how many people in your life can do that for you today?
Yeah.
Almost zero. And so we've gone from that in 80 years, which is a very short period of time in human history. We've gone from that to we moved through the extended agrarian family to the nuclear family, to the individual, and now we live in the age of the digital narcissist.
Yeah. And then, so really, truly, anything that your coupleship does, whatever you do in your coupleship, for date night or connecting during the week, when you're using feeling language from the feeling wheel, because even to this day, Jamie and I will refer to it like, okay, what am I really feeling? Let me look at the feelings, because we get in kind of a rut of using kind of the same things or not using feelings at all. We kind of, as kids, most of us heard things like, shut up, I'll give you something to cry about, or just relax, or whatever, right? So it's kind of diminishing the feelings, but the feelings are really, really important. And if you're not connecting with the heart, You're not using the key to each other's heart. And the most important thing is to use that key, because if we don't use the key, we completely disconnect from each other. We can be in the same space, in the same room, and for all the time.
Well, and if the TV's on, it doesn't count. Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the other one for coupleship. You need to have a goal for how many times you want to make love in a month. And you need to turn the TV off long enough for that to happen. Yeah. The TV is a sex killer. Yeah. It totally
not allowed in our bedroom. Right. That was like first year of marriage. I'm like, get this thing out of here.
Yep, we highly recommend no TV in the bedroom because of that very reason.
Right.
Because it can be a very, very distracting.
And no TV for an hour before you go to bed.
And it sounds crazy because we're all so busy in our lives, and the phrase crazy busy used to be like, for me, like this badge of honor. I'm just so crazy busy, la la la. Well, the truth is that's not healthy. Yes, we all have our busyness, but if we are so crazy busy that we don't have time to connect, or we're so exhausted that we have to just sit in front of the TV and veg out to feel alive, or to not have to feel the stress of life, then maybe there's a few things we need to adjust. And you said something about the self-care thing. There's got to be the self-care. It's really, really important. If I'm not doing my self-care, I'm unable to connect with him as deeply, because I don't have anything to give. So we both, we're both like, got to do our journaling and our connecting time in our own spirits, and then come together, and oftentimes we'll do our journaling time and that connecting time in our spirits, and then afterwards we'll talk about what we experienced. And that's another really powerful thing. If you like that kind of thing, if your coupleship does that, to connect in that space of what did you experience in your journaling time? What's going on in your heart?
So we're talking about journaling here, but we're really talking about a form of meditation. Turns out that all successful people have some sort of prayer or meditation that they do. Right?
And you can start with, if you don't have anything yet, start with simply writing down 10 things you're grateful for every day. And that will transform your life. And if you can start writing out, seems like a lot, and you could use the same ones, but if you can start writing out 5 a day that you're grateful for about your spouse or your partner, it will start to change your relationship. Because it's so easy to get stuck in the negative talk and the negative things about your partner and forget about the positive things. And there's some mornings that you might be kind of pissed, or evenings, because maybe you do it in the evening and you're just kind of pissed at your partner. It's like, sit down. You force yourself to write 5 things that you appreciate or love or are grateful for about your spouse, and it will shift your thinking.
So a little clue about that: we'd rather see you angry with your partner than totally apathetic.
Yeah.
Way worse to be apathetic than it is to be angry. If you're getting angry, there's still some passion.
Yeah, if you're getting angry, that's an emotion. You're not just disconnecting and completely pulling away.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So because I've got to honor your time. I know you guys have got something to do here in a few minutes. So I promise I'm like eyeballing that clock like you don't even want to know. What are some fun, maybe out of the box ideas that maybe you can think of for date nights? Because I think I might get some amens if I say many of us are kind of stuck in a dating rut when it comes to spending that quality versus quantity time with our significant other. What are some just kind of, like for me, I know one thing that you were talking about, playing and having fun. My husband's in retail, so he has a really wonky schedule. I work from home, and he invented Random Massage Monday like 8 years ago. Like he walked up behind me one day and started rubbing my shoulders. I'm like, what are you doing? Because I was in the middle of something and I was like stressed. And he's like, Random Massage Monday. And I'm like, well, okay. I just stopped what I was doing. At 5 minutes, got to enjoy him, and it stuck. So that's, or it might be Random Massage Monday on the Wednesday. He doesn't care. But what are some fun things like that those of us that are in a relationship can just.
Absolutely. And you're right. There's some fun things. What are my favorite things? Ask your partner. What are my favorite things?
Just the question. And you can start from there. And then another thing that you can do, I mean, it's especially in the summertime, is do something active, like go paddleboarding and then have a picnic, or just go on a picnic if you don't like to paddleboard, or go up to Bogus. Those who are local, you go up to Bogus or go wherever, take a little hike if you like to hike, or just walk around a little bit. The air is fresh up there right now. Obviously it's cool down here, but once summer gets going, and sit on the deck and take your picnic and eat it there, or buy something there.
So while you're doing the activity,
talk about your heart.
Right. Make a rule that you have to talk about things that are meaningful. No fluff, no politics, no work stuff, and say what's really meaningful right now to me.
And find time to not talk about the kids.
Right.
Yes.
And talking about the kids is great. Limit it though. We got 5 minutes to talk about the kids, right? 10 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes, right? And we can bounce back and forth, whatever. But when the buzzer goes off, no more. We play this game. We actually have played this game with Marla's parents because it's really easy to get together and to start to bitch about things, right? So we'll start complaining, right? And once one person starts, it just rolls downhill really fast.
Yeah.
And so the rule is, every time you bring up something negative, you get a point. The person with the fewest points at the end of the evening gets to decide what the next thing is, like what restaurant you go out to, or whether or not you make love or not, or how that happens, whatever that is. You have to decide on your own reward. But in a game is, you get a negative point every time you bring up something negative.
And something really important to put into your date night or your time together is no cell phones. No electronics.
Thank you.
Because it's so distracting. It's kind of like, well, you're just not engaging. And besides, you're getting interrupted with whatever you're talking about. So that's kind of fun. There's things like there's a game called What's a Meme? It's a meme game. Like it'll show you a meme, and then you have cards, and you say, well, that meme, I think it says this. And I mean, it's just those kinds of connecting games are really, really awesome for a date. You can do it at dinner. You can do it anywhere. And you don't even have to go anywhere. Just if you have kids at home, you probably need to go, unless you're going to take the kids somewhere else. If you're an answer like us, you can set up a picnic in the living room. And
the best date night is, especially if you have privacy, you have to make a fort out of your couch.
Oh my gosh, my husband would love that.
Yes. And you can't sit on the cushions in their normal way. You can't sit on the couch. The rule is you have to do something with the couch that makes it comfortable or whatever on the floor, and you can use blankets and whatever mops or brooms that you have, whatever you need to do.
Oh, I love it.
So there's a lot of things that can get you out of the groove, but you have to plan ahead. It's not like, okay, we're gonna have date night. Oh no, now it's date night. What are we gonna do? Let's go to dinner or movie, or let's. So it's
that's the typical conversation. I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. Where do you want to go?
So something really cool is get your calendar out, and every week say, okay, this is gonna be our date night, and sometimes it can whatever your schedule's like. This is gonna be our date night, and this is what we're gonna do. And so you sit and you brainstorm over your calendar for like the next 2 months. Well, what are you going to do?
And one of the greatest date nights would be to figure out what your goals are in each area of your life. What are your travel goals? What are your sex goals? What are your emotional goals, spiritual goals,
physical goals? Yeah, as a couple.
As a couple, together? What are we really moving it together on?
Cool, I love it.
Yeah, that's a powerful one. We're often making goals that are too small. It's just like our story. Yeah. Our story is too small, and because our goals are too small.
Yep, I agree. Well, you guys, thank you so much. I promised you we would wrap by quarter till, and we have like 3 minutes. So I want to make sure that we wrap when we promised that we would wrap. So you guys, thank you so much. Here's something I want to do. Thank you Thank you, Marla and Jamie, for being on. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Oh, you're amazing. And one thing I want everybody, one, you know, if you're live, you're live. But if you're watching the replay, post below. Let me know you're watching the replay. But I want every single one of you, when you're watching this video, I want you to think of one kind of, those of you that are in a coupleship, and think of one really fun kind of out of the box date night that you can do, because if we all share one, then we all have got a bunch of ideas.
Yep. I love that.
So,
that's fabulous.
The more the better.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. You guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you guys to the moon and back, and we'll be talking to you guys again soon.
Right. Send us the emails to send the feeling wheel to.
Yes, most definitely. And really quick before we hang up, see, I knew I was going to use all 45 minutes. They do a fabulous, Jami and Marla, Passion Provokers, does a fabulous couples retreat. I know they do them all throughout the summer. They've got them all throughout the year. Those of you that are here locally and would like to get some more information, please reach out to them. They are fabulous, fabulous,
and even if you're not local, you can fly to Boise. It's not unheard of.
This is true. This is true. Kim Hansen's going to be watching this, and they're coming through Boise, you know, to come visit. She's a good friend of mine in Colorado, and it would be super cool for you and your Chris to come. So, so you guys please reach out, connect with Jami and Marla, get to know them, get to know a lot about Passion Provokers. They are absolutely fabulous. I recommend them very highly. Thanks so much, guys. I'll be talking to you guys really soon. Everybody, take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.